Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with one and no welterweight Nick Leahy, and yeah, pleasure getting you on.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me on, mate. I appreciate it.
Anytime, mate. And my first question for you is, how did you get into boxing?
I started when I was about 18. I don't really know how I come across it. It was just one of them. I never done it before. Um, never really, was that interesting. I'd done a bit of kickboxing when I was like 16, 17. Didn't really, weren't really interested, and then moved to the gym where I'm at now. And yeah, never looked back really.
And did you have an amateur career?
I did, yeah. So I started, like I said, when I was about 17, 18. I had my first fight when I was about 18, 19. And I had 20 amateurs. Done quite well, won 17 of them. So won national title, won Haringey. So yeah, no, done okay, really. Done okay.
Were you happy with your amateur career?
I was and I wasn't. So obviously I had a lot of success, but it was only in a short amount of time. I had obviously COVID. Obviously, there was 2 years. That was for everybody.
Mm.
Couple of injuries, stuff like that, which is injuries been the main one, which has kept me out. So it was very stop start. But overall, I mean, I've had a good amateur career. Yeah.
And was the goal always to turn pro when you started boxing?
Yeah, always. As soon as within like the first few fights, I always said to myself, I'd always turn over one day. It was just finding the right time and stuff like that, and just when I felt ready, get enough experience. And even though I've only had 20 amateur fights, I've been in the gym a long time, so I've gained a lot of experience with sparring and stuff like that. So it was just when I felt ready, and the age I'm at now, I'm ready. Yeah.
Mm. Like what? I mean, sort of similar to the last question, but what made you want to start boxing?
Um. Honestly, I honestly can't say what made me want to start, but I know once I started, I didn't want to stop. That's it was addictive. It was I don't know. I really can't answer it honestly. It was just once I started, I knew this is what I want to do, and this is just really enjoyed it, and didn't I didn't want to give it up. To be honest, didn't want to stop. So it was just it was more not what made me want to start. It was once I started, I didn't want to stop.
Oh, fair enough. And what gym do you what amateur gym did you train out of, or are you still with the same team that you were?
Still with the same gym, same coach. So I've been there, like I said, since my first boxing coach. I said since I was 17, 18. I had a year out when I joined Hall Green for a year. Um, but apart from that, it's the same people have been with from the start, really. Like I said, it works well for me. They're the best people for me. So now it's nice as well for me from my coach that we've gone from the very first amateur fight all the way through to my first professional.
Hmm. Was the goal, last year, was the goal always to turn pro this year?
The goal was actually to turn pro about a year and a half ago, but unfortunately, I had a massive injury on my knee, which has delayed everything by about a year and a half. Nearly, it's been 2 years since I last was in the ring prior to my debut. So it was, it was always the plan. It was prolonged because of that injury.
Mm. And of course, yeah, you made your pro debut, on the 1st of March, Telford International Centre live. Well, it was on the zone, wasn't it? Your fight?
Mine was the fight just before that cut off. So mine was
Oh,
live on the YouTube, and then they switched over to the zone. But
but still on a big show on a Wasserman night.
it was on a big show. It was a nice debut. It was a nice opportunity for my first one. We were looking at dates and nothing was really coming up, and then that one come up. It was only on short notice, about 3 weeks. But no, I mean I was in training anyway. I was prepared. I was ready anyway. So it was just a matter of just peaking at that right point, and it all worked out brilliantly.
Mm. Are you signed with Wasserman or?
I'm not. No, no. I'm hoping that they'll have me again. I think I impressed. I think so. I'm hoping going forward, maybe if I get on another show there, and then hopefully maybe. But like I said, at the minute, no.
So who's your manager or promoter?
Manager's John Pegg. John
Oh,
Pegg.
John.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, over East Side quite a bit, sparring, training. Surrounding myself with people such as Sam and stuff like that. So
So was it good to get on Sam Eglinton's card?
it was, yeah, it was. Like I said, the whole experience. Obviously, it made the last 2 years of frustration worth it. It was a really nice. It was a nice one for my debut. Do you know what I mean? It was a real nice opportunity, and I did. I really enjoyed it. It was a fair bit of pressure, but you know I enjoy that. I enjoy that.
Was there any nerves going into the debut?
Not nerves. Obviously, everyone's got a little bit of nerves and like that, but it's more just to perform and do well more than anything else. Obviously, I had the 2 years out, obviously, so there was a bit of nerves towards ring rust as such. But apart from that, no, it's more just excitement to get in there. Really, obviously you've got to have that little bit of an edge. But no, overall, it was just excitement to get in there after after that long.
Mm. And yeah, you had a very tough opponent in Jake Osgood.
He was very tough. He was very tough. He took some good shots. Wish I'd have been a little bit like I wish I'd have unloaded a little bit more earlier on. Some more powerful shots, because I know when I spoke to him after, he said in the fourth that once I started to throw them power shots, I did hurt him. So if I'd have done that a little bit earlier, maybe would have got the stoppage. But overall, I'm fairly happy with the performance.
Yeah, so do you believe if it was 6 rounds, you could have maybe stopped him, or because towards the end of the fights where you started to come on strong?
Yeah, so like I said, we had a plan. Obviously, like I said, with the 2 years, obviously, it was just trying to, like I said, blow off that ring rust. But by the fourth round, it was like I was ready to start then almost. I mean, the first 3 rounds are fine, but it was more obviously just finding my range and picking the shots and getting the flow. And then by the fourth, it was all starting to come together. So maybe if it was another couple of rounds, um, I may have got him out of there. Like I said, I spoke to him afterwards, and what he said was that basically. So overall, I said I'm happy.
Hmm. How would you rate your performance out of 10? And was it a relief, stepping in the ring, finally making your pro debut after, it was sort of delayed, like you said?
It was a big relief. As regards how much I'd rate it out of 10, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to ask my coach on that one. I mean, I'm always my own worst critic anyway. So whatever I say, it's probably better than for what I think. But yeah, maybe I don't know, the seven, seven. I guess because of the ring, how long it was out the ring, I'd give it like a 7 or 8. Like I said, I'd like to got the stoppage. Got caught with a couple of silly shots, stuff like that. But it's all stuff that I've been working on since that night. I've been back in the gym and working on that stuff.
How many days do you, after a fight, do you give yourself like time off? Like,
So for me, I mean, I like to stay healthy and in the gym and stuff like that anyway. So I had a couple of days off. I enjoyed my weekends, and then I was back in the gym Tuesday. So back training, just back in the groove of things. I feel better in myself. Just keep ticking over and staying ready, really. Because anything could come up, especially with this early on in my career as well.
mm.
Just any opportunities can come up.
I can imagine now, you're now 1-0. I can imagine you want to stay active, stay busy.
That's it. That's exactly it. Just staying active. I want what we now. So with March, I mean, I want at least another 3, 4, maybe even before the end of the year. Like I said, because obviously to make up for that lost time. So yeah, I'd like to stay active really, and I'm sure with my manager and coach and that we're gonna stay active.
And when I know you fought last weekend or the week before, I can't remember. But when do you want to try and get back out? April or May or?
Hopefully something around May or June, something like that. Would be quite good. I don't know exactly what shows are on yet, but I mean, there will be dates around that sort of time. So like around May, June, something like that. I think would be real good. Give me plenty of chance to practice on and improve on the stuff from the debut, and then let's say go again.
It is. For anyone who hasn't seen you fight before, how would you describe your style?
Fast hands. I've got fast hands. I said I like to mix it up between boxing and give it a bit. I like body shots, combinations. Yeah. So like I said, mixing it up really between head, body, fast shots, combinations. I'd like to think I've got quite a fan friendly style. Like I said, I can box. I can also fight if I need to. So I've got. I'd like to think I'm quite decent to watch. And like I said, I've got a lot of different ways I can box as well. It's not just the one way, not just the one way.
Hmm. So, yeah, you're competing at welterweight. What do you make of the welterweight like scene, whether the world and sort of British, English, Midlands sort of level?
I mean that fight was at welterweight, but going forward, it will either be super lightweight or welterweight. It's not 100% decided yet. Hopefully, I'd say probably going forward, be more probably super lightweight.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously that one was at welterweight. But as regards to the welterweight scene, even domestically and world level speaks for itself with the likes of Crawford and Spence, etc. But even like I said, just in Britain, obviously, it always has been an exciting division, and I think it always will be. There'll be plenty of opportunities, whether that's at welterweight or super lightweight, domestically and going on.
Both good
Hopefully,
weights, aren't they? Both.
they are. They are. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Uh, isn't isn't it's Tank no, not Tank, sorry. Garcia Haney at super light, I believe.
Correct. Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
have you got with that one? Because that's coming up, well,
Uh,
over a month.
yeah. I fancy Devin Haney, to be honest. I think he's a real top quality boxer. Yeah, I fancy Devin Haney on a point shootout, to be honest. I mean, obviously Garcia's got that, punches, got more than a puncher's chance, but I just fancy Devin Haney to have a bit of a shutout on him, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think some of the stuff I've seen off Garcia, he's a good fighter, but if you see some of the stuff he's been posting on social media, people questioning, is he mentally in it?
Yeah, I've seen there's a couple of reports about that. I mean, obviously, I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it, but yeah, I mean, I've seen the different stuff on social media, and obviously he's got a big presence on social media anyway. But yeah, I mean, he needs to be fully focused on that fight, to be honest, because he ain't gonna have an easy night with Devin Haney.
Mm. Uh, what about Josh Taylor v Jack Catterall rematch?
That's a brilliant fight. I love that fight. I mean, the first fight was obviously it was a bit of controversy. Obviously it was a couple of years ago when they first fought. I just thought Taylor would blow him away, to be honest.
Same.
But now, obviously after watching them, obviously recent results, stuff like that, I'd have to fancy Cattrall. I think he's so underrated. I mean, I think Josh Taylor's obviously still brilliant,
Yeah.
but the Cattrall's just come on so much, and yeah, I'd have to fancy Cattrall, to be honest.
Yeah, and Catterall, he's on a bit of a roll as well, to be honest. I mean, I can't remember, but he fought, I think it was Foley. He's beaten Linares, and I think there might be one other person, but off the top of my head, I can't
The
remember.
last one, the last one was Linares, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, yeah, that was in
Which
October.
that's a
That.
massive name, you know. I know obviously it's an old Linares, but it's still a massive name.
Yeah, still good name to get on your resume.
Exactly. And obviously Josh Taylor's just coming off the loss to Lopez, so
In my opinion, Lopez lost to that Ortiz.
I didn't see that fight. I heard it was a bit controversial, but yeah.
Yeah, that was a good fight. What do you make of the boxing in Saudi?
It is what it is, and it's one of them. Obviously the people who are doing it and involved in it, they're making a lot of money doing it. The only good thing I say is certain fights are getting made which haven't been able to get made. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, if the winner of Fury who does fight Joshua, you could eventually see Fury Joshua, which that fight never seemed like it was going to happen. So that's the good side of it. the downside of it is you watch the Joshua fight on Friday. There's not much atmosphere, and obviously a fight like Fury Joshua, if that was going to happen, it should be in this country, really.
I mean, I think that should be at Wembley.
Yeah, it's a fight that would sell out Wembley. Do you know what I mean, how many times? But if that fight does come about, it will only be in Saudi.
Mm.
That's the problem you've got. So it's one of them. I think it's just part of boxing now. Obviously it's the highest level. But so yeah, there's good points and bad points to it. Yeah.
What's like your dream venue to fight at, and how far do you believe you can go in the sport?
Oh, dream venue. I've never thought of that. I'd have to say Anfield because I'm a Liverpool fan. So it'd have to be Anfield, wouldn't it? As regards how far I can go, I honestly I couldn't even. I'd like to think I can go far. I know what I can do. I know I've got the talent. And I said that my focus right now, short term, is getting back into that rhythm. Get the first like 5 under my belt, and then go from there. But I don't doubt myself with regards to what I can do. Like I said, I know what I can do. I've done what I've done in the amateurs. Like I said, I know it's only the amateurs, but you still got to do it. So going forward, like I said, short term, I know I've got my goals, and then we'll see going long term. But yeah, short term, it's just getting back in that groove at the minute, and getting back to what I know I can do.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, one my final question is: do you have any advice for somebody who wants to start boxing?
Just do it. Just do it. There's plenty of gyms up and down the country. Just do it. It doesn't matter what, you might do it just for, fitness. You might do it just to learn self-defense or whatever your reason is, but just do it. Because for me, even if I didn't decide, what at any point, if I didn't do it anymore, it's the best thing I've ever done. It teaches you discipline, respect. It's honestly, it's a tough sport, and it is a tough sport, but it's the best sport out there as well. So if anyone, and I've always said it to people, just do it. If you've got an inkling to do it, just do it because you won't regret it. And you meet some fantastic people as well, whether it be your coaches or, sparring partners or people at your gym, whatever. You do meet some brilliant, brilliant people.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, before I let you go, do you want to thank manager, trainers, sponsors, people who come to support you?
Yeah, well, first I'd like to thank you for the interview. So I appreciate that. And then my coaches, Derek Fitzpatrick, at Fitzpatrick's gym in Leamington. Like I said, he's been with me since the start. He's the man. And then obviously my manager John Pegg. And just everybody come to support me on that night, and tell them whether they watched it online or whether they bought tickets to come. Because like I said, even though we only had a short window, I had fantastic support. So it's just a thank you to anyone and everyone who supported me.
Mm-hmm. And from me, mate, thank you for your time and well done on last week or a few weeks ago. I can't remember, but well
Yeah, so
done.
it was a couple of weeks this Saturday, but no, thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your time, mate. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Bye bye.